Good morning, evening, afternoon. Welcome to today's webinar. It is so exciting. My name is Talita Mini and I'm in Australia, Queensland. I'm really excited to have you all jump on, or those who are going to watch the recording. Thank you for watching. We are excited to share something today that has touched many lives, and the reason that we're all here today is for the same purpose. It is to impact our life and help other people impact their lives in a better health, in a better wealth, and in many different ways possible. Our goal is today to educate you, to share the information and to educate you in ways that will help you see clearly what and where this all is going. So as a mum, I'm a mum of 3 boys. We live in Australia, and 5 years ago, our life was very different. My oldest son has epilepsy and ADHD, and for the past 11 years, we have been going through a journey of trying to help our family. We wanted to make sure that our family was thriving, yet we weren't. My husband was struggling with sleep, and we had a lot of brain fog issues and just a lot of general stuff that threw us out of rhythm. And so when a friend of mine introduced Lifevantage to me, I was interested because oxidative stress, which is one of the root causes of aging, really was impacting our family in ways that I had not realized. And so she showed me how they had these solutions that really changed the direction of my family. You know, when you look at health, you know, you want to eat healthy, you want to have exercise going good, you want to have all the right things, you know, you have a big toolbox of things that can help you not only live well now, but also be well into the future. And so when I looked at our family, we weren't going down the good path, we were going down the wrong path. And so I knew that I had to make some on-purpose decisions. We, by that time, had changed our diets, we had changed our lifestyle, we were living healthy in the sense of what generalization of healthy is, but we still weren't functioning well, we weren't thriving. And so when we started activating our bodies, which is what we're going to talk about today, it shifted our family dynamic from not just surviving, but into actually stepping into a greater place where we could thrive. You know, my husband started seeing a difference in his sleep, in his brain fog, in his 12-hour shift work that he was doing. He was able to function better after. And for my family, my boys, my son started reading better at school. He started functioning better. He started sleeping better. And that impacted every single other part of the family. And so this made me think, if I could help my family, how much more can I help the families around me, my friends, the people that are struggling right now, that don't have options, that are looking for solutions? You know, because we are all impacted by life. We are impacted by stress. We are impacted by the quality of our food and our water. And all of us want to live a healthy life until we pass. You know, we want to have a thriving life. We don't want to struggle in our old age. My grandparents both have quite serious illnesses. And I've seen and watched their journey as they age. You know, you want to have a life where you can still be there for your grandchildren and there for your family as you grow older. And so the only way to really impact this is to go into our genes, into our genetic expressions, and see how can we impact it in a positive manner so that we can age well and we can age gracefully. And so for our family, this has become a lifelong mission to impact other families and educate them on how this can help their family, but also the business has allowed us to look at a way of freedom. My family are going on the road full time next year. We are traveling, and all because of Lifevantage, all because of this little yellow pill that Sarah's going to share today, all because of the power of activation. It has flipped our family into a better health position, but also financially, we are in a place where we can go traveling now. We can dream again. We can think about the goals that we always had. We can actually make them possible. It takes hard work. But if you have a vision and you have clarity around why other people need to see this information, there is nothing stopping you from doing it. So I want to just introduce Sarah. She is a beautiful mum of 3 beautiful girls. Her and I have never physically met, but I have admired her from a distance for a very long time. And she is a mum to be reckoned with. She knows systems, she sees clarity and vision. But the reason she is here today is because of her journey in her own family, in her own health. You know, we all have a story to share, and stories are what makes the world go around. So I want to introduce her and get her to share her story, and also the power of activation, what it is, why are we here today, and why are you all sitting here and listening to us talking. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks. Can you give me the option to share the screen? I have to use slides to keep myself from running away with this information. Thanks for having me over and to chat with you all. I think it's so cool that we're in so many different places. Like Talita said, I'm a homeschooling, I don't know if she even said that, I'm a homeschooling mom of three kiddos, and I have a background in health psychology, but I have stayed home with my kids for a really long time. But I've always had an interest in health because I thought it was strange that my family was always sick at a young age. And so I grew up knowing, first of all, I started off being vegan. I knew I was never going to end up with the same health issues that my family had because I wasn't going to smoke, I wasn't going to drink, I wasn't going to party, and I was going to eat super healthy. So I went on that journey, and because I knew why people were feeling bad at a young age. And I hope that you understand that some of it's in your control and some of it's not in your control, because every single day of our lives, we're exposed to toxins that we don't even know about. Like, we just don't even think about it. And if you think about it too much, it'll kind of stress you out. So control what you can control and then accept the uncontrollables, right? That's kind of what I did. I controlled everything I could to try to stay healthy, but I still ended up super sick in 2014 after I gave birth to my third child in a basement and a pool in my home with a midwife. Don't worry, it wasn't just totally wild and unassisted, but that would have been cool too. After that happened, I got super sick. I ended up with some kind of dizziness, nausea, vomiting, facial paralysis, left side paralysis, all kinds of just ridiculous things for how young that I was then. I'm still pretty young, I'm not quite 40. So I got sick even though I was doing all the things to control the controllables. And it didn't make sense to me until a client of mine introduced me to activation. So I've always been someone who would rather use supplements than pharmaceuticals. And I'm sure some of you understand that now. That technology started in the late 80s. And so it was a great option to kind of bridge the gap between pharmaceuticals and doing nothing. You can use supplements to kind of improve your symptoms, but the problem with supplements is that you're guessing, you're matching maybe like a vitamin C to a side effect that you're experiencing, whether it's like, I don't know, aching joints. So it's not very scientifically proven, but it's still better than pharmaceuticals. But then when you look at activation, which this caught my attention, it's new science, it's a breakthrough technology, it's peer reviewed, there's published studies. And like Talita said, it's upregulating your genes. So the scientific part of that is hard to understand if you don't have a background in it. But the simple fact is this: you can flip switches that are already existing inside your body with herbs. And so when I heard that from my friend, I thought she was feeding me a line, but I was willing to try anything because I had been told that I needed to get a pacemaker to continue living a fairly normal life, but to also expect myself to continue getting worse. So I said, sure, I would try the product. She tried to get me to watch this video, and I really refused to watch it, but I recommend that whoever invited you to this today, have them send you the ABC Primetime Investigative Report. The reason I want you to watch this, and I was stubborn and wouldn't, because it's old, right? You can see this picture. This is an old video. This is an old thing. But what you need to understand is that ABC Primetime went out to investigate this claim that you could flip switches in your body to lower oxidative stress. And when they went out to investigate that, you know, they were trying to make a fool of the people making that claim, right? They weren't trying to help them promote that. They were trying to do the opposite. But in fact, they ended up proving that the guy, Dr. Joe McCord, was in fact telling the truth. You really can flip a switch in your body and significantly lower your oxidative stress. And that is how Lifevantage was ultimately formed, because we understood that there was a product that needed its story told. It's not something that's simple to understand. But back then, when this ABC Primetime Investigative Report aired, we didn't really know what would happen if you would remove oxidative stress from your life. And I'm not saying we can completely remove it, but we can lower it. We knew that there was tons of it from the food we eat, the water we drink, and all the things that we do every day cause oxidative stress. But what happens when we remove it? Now this, I knew when I was sick that if I could lower my oxidative stress and lower my inflammation, I could impact my own illness, but I didn't know how to do that. If you guys go to pubmed.gov and type in oxidative stress, you will see over 200,000 reports on how oxidative stress impacts illness and disease. You can go a little deeper and type in anything that you maybe like migraines or arthritis or anything that really interests you, plus oxidative stress, you're going to find an article. Just the National Institutes of Health digital library where all the quality reports and studies are held. So until Lifevantage, there was no solution to effectively lower oxidative stress. No amount of fruits, vegetables, vitamins, or special antioxidant potions or tablets can protect our bodies against the assault of free radical damage. Literally nothing does what this little yellow pill does, okay, nothing. So the NRF2 pathway is inside every cell inside of your body. So we call this the Protandim NRF2 synergizer because 5 herbs in synergy will activate that NRF2 pathway. It's turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and ashwagandha. It's been proven to lower your oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. It also has been proven to increase the median lifespan of male mice by 7%. That was the National Institute on Aging spent their own money to conduct that study. So it's very powerful. And so why this synergizer versus, I don't know, improving your diet, which is what I did, right? That's how I try to control the controllables. Well, here's the problem. When you're consuming antioxidants, you're really just negating, and like I said, I homeschool, so you can hear my kids right outside my door. So on a 1-to-1 ratio of 1 antioxidant that you consume will take care of 1 free radical. That's a 1-to-1 ratio. It's okay, it's something, it's good. The Mediterranean diet's healthy for you, it's been proven. However, when you flip that NRF2 switch with these herbs, it's like turning on a fire hose. So would you rather take a Dixie cup of water and throw it on the fire in the forest, which will extinguish the fire wherever it touches, but your forest is still on fire? Or would you rather turn on the fire hose? I personally chose the fire hose, and I'm sitting here in front of you symptom-free from my chronic illness. It's been 3.5 years since I first got activated, and I have had no symptoms. I cannot make any claims about the status of my illness at this point in time, but I've been symptom-free for 3 years. So you can go do that math. So if you, the cool part about this is you don't have to believe anything that you hear today. You can go research it yourself. You can go to pubmed.gov and you can type in Protandim and find 26, 27 peer-reviewed studies. There's a few hidden ones you can find if you keep digging, or you can look up oxidative stress and see what happens if you lower it. So this caught my attention. That's why I decided to take the products. And then I continued doing research. And if you guys go down this rabbit hole, we have a joke. We say that Protandim helps you sleep, but Lifevantage will keep you up at night, because you will do so much research understanding how these products can impact people and in so many different ways. And we're not the only ones who went crazy with the research. All of these institutions here at the bottom and all of these journals in the middle, these were published specifically about Protandim and NRF2 activation. Institutions spent their own money to study this particular mechanism of health and wellness. And I think it's something that you should pay attention to as well. I mean, when these institutions like Harvard starts paying for herbal studies, you have to open your eyes. Most of the time they're spending money on pharmaceuticals, not herbs. And there are 7 patents. And this was important to me, and it may not be important to you, but I was like, okay, so if this thing exists, there must be something else that exists like it, right? Well, when I found out there were patents on this product and the particular mechanism of how this works, that also impressed me, because a patent is difficult to get, especially with herbs, because patents are only awarded if it is unique. So nothing else does what it does, and it does what it claims. So Protandim NRF2 Synergizer is unique, and it does exactly what it claims to do. So more proof that it really does what it does. And this particular quote by Washington State University, they claim that NRF2 activation is potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So do I have your attention? We don't care what you do with this information today, as long as you hear it. So what's really neat about Lifevantage is we understood the power of activation, and we took that to the lab, and we developed a line of products inspired by NRF2 activation. I'm not going to talk a lot about these today, because I want you to just understand one thing, that NRF2 activation is something that everybody needs to know about. Because of the power of that, we have these products like skin and weight management and hair care and energy, and we have the world's first CBD and NRF2 activated body care line. It's not available in every country. We have great immune support. We even have pet care. So why does this matter? It matters because people have issues and they're searching for a solution. So how many of you are currently thinking of people that need to hear about this information? There's probably a lot. That's what happened to me. I'm like, okay, if this can help me, there are so many people that need to know about this. So I partnered with Lifevantage to go and tell other people about this information. And it ended up being a great business decision. I never imagined that it would be, because all I cared about was helping people with their health, because I felt kind of obligated. I got my health back. Of course, I want to go tell other people. And what happened next was kind of a surprise to me, but then it really made a lot of sense, because here are all the problems that people are spending money on: anti-aging, skincare, hair care, pet care, energy, and weight loss. And in this order, that's what these bar graphs show. These are some other results that have occurred from the products that we provide to people. So not only are we helping people from the inside, but we're also helping them on the outside as well. And unfortunately, people are a lot more interested in paying to look better than to feel better. I'm not in that camp. I would rather feel better than look good, but that's what happens. So for me, being a homeschooling mom, there was no simple time-free way to share this information with people. So I came up with a solution, and I actually partnered with the company to take this to the field. So everybody has access to the very thing that helped make me successful. Well, your phone, you probably already had your phone. We're not going to give you a phone, but we're going to give you an app that's going to make it easy for you to tell other people about this information. And if you think about Uber, and I don't know if you're in the countries that have Uber, but Uber is like a taxi, but you can order it from your phone and the map is right there on your phone. Uber was nothing without an app. Airbnb almost went bankrupt before they even took off, because they didn't have an easy way for people to rent the properties that other people owned. And when they formed an app, they skyrocketed. Same with Instagram and Facebook. Everything is an app. It makes it easy for people to talk about what they love and to do the things that they care about doing. And so Lifevantage has an incredibly powerful app that allows you to take stories that other people have shared with you, or your own story, put it out there, share it with people, from text message to email, or you can even obviously make a phone call, or you can share it on social media. Then you can use the Lifevantage app to educate on the products. I know some of you heard a lot of huge scientific words today, and you're thinking, yeah, I can't talk like that. Don't worry, you don't have to. You have the app, you have educational tools in there, and you have people like Talita and myself and whoever invited you here today, who can help you educate other people on the power of our products. And in return, you will receive money for telling people how to improve their health. And it's a pretty simple system, and there are a lot of stories, and we share the stories within our communities. The best part about this company is that we are a global company. So Talita is in a different country. I'm in the United States. We can have distributors all over the country that we can help no matter what, as long as the time zone works out, right? Because our company is global, and it's not us shipping from the United States into other countries. We actually have a presence in the countries where we have opened, which is quite unique. There are a lot of people like Talita and myself, and I don't want to tell you a whole lot of stories, but I just want to highlight a couple things here. So here's a homeschooling family of 6. This mama here, Cindy, she allowed her husband to quit the job that he didn't love and take the job that he dreamed of. She had been donating plasma to help with groceries prior to Lifevantage, and she was able to achieve that level of financial success in helping people with their health. Jose here is in Puerto Rico. He owns a gym that had to be shut down a lot because of the pandemic, and he also homeschools his kiddos, and he was worried about providing for his clients and also providing for his family. Lifevantage allowed him to do both. Kim here is a nurse. She left her career as a nurse after the birth of her 4th baby. She homeschools all of them, and they just finished building their dream home, all because of Lifevantage. And Becky is a professional realtor. She's building her retirement income with her husband, who recently retired. So all different types of people can do what we do. You just have to feel excited about sharing health with other people. And let me just tell you a little bit about the company quickly. So we're actually 13 years old, I believe, this summer, and it's based out of Utah. It's a publicly traded company, which might not mean a lot to all of you, but what it means to me is that we are transparent. The income disclosure statement that I'm going to share with you is a requirement because we're publicly traded. We can't make claims that aren't real. We're completely debt-free with a lot of money in the bank because we're smart with how we do business. And our CEO has a lot of experience with finance. In fact, he used to be our chief financial officer. It's quite a cool thing. And our compensation plan has been independently rated as one of the top in the industry. So a lot of times when you hear about direct sales or network marketing or social retail or whatever you want to call it, you hear about a lot of people making no money and a few people making a lot of money, right? That is not the case with our compensation plan. I'm going to prove it to you because, again, we're publicly traded, so I have to do that. So if you take a look at this, let's just start at the top. In most opportunities like this one, you'll see very few people in the black, that $132,000 a month, and that is real because, again, publicly traded. So you'll see a few people here, and then you'll mostly see a bunch of people at the bottom where it says $7, which is at the top of this chart, $7 distributor rank. That's not the case. If you look, the very first column says total commissions paid to US distributors. Which amounts are the largest? Do you guys notice here's 1 million, 2 million, 4 million, 7 million. Do you see that I'm in the middle? I'm not even quite in the middle. I'm at level 3, not level 5. 7 million to the level 3, 10 million to the level 4, 8 million to the level 5. And you go all the way to the very top, only 4 million is paid out to the very top. This is different. This is unlike anything else out there because we have a rich middle class. So if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, but only a few people make a lot of money at this, well, guess what? That's not the case here. Right here in the middle class, you're going to be the ones making the most amount of money because that's how our compensation plan is structured. I myself am an Elite Pro 7, which is an average of $13,402 a month. I achieved this rank in 15 months. Over to the far right, it shows you that on average, it takes people 30 months to achieve that rank. That Pro 3, how many of you think that $626 a month would be life-changing money? It's a significant amount. It takes an average of 8 months to achieve that. So do you think you could get excited about sharing with people other stories about health and wellness and then using an app to educate them in exchange for some money that will eventually become a residual income for you? It's pretty simple. And so in order to get started, you can choose to become a customer. And if you need help choosing which products to get started with, just reach out to the person that invited you here today. Otherwise, you can get started as a business partner like I am. There's 3 ways to get started, and every country has their own start kit. So please double check the website. Again, go back to the person that invited you. But I'm just going to go through the US one real quick because that's what I'm familiar with. It's $50 to get your start kit, or you can get on the fast track with a pack. This one is called the Premier Pack. Again, there's no yearly or monthly fees with a low product consumption overhead. Like, there are no sales requirements. This comes with everything you need to get started, including your app access. And no, it's not a monthly fee or an annual fee. The very best way to get started, though, is the Elite Pack because it comes with all of the products, plus it comes with the opportunity to earn auto-assigned customers if you're using the app, and it also provides you with 12 months of Lifevantage Academy training and an all access event ticket to either Elite Academy or Global. So those are the ways to get started. And on top of all of that, you have training. Okay, we have step-by-step training, whether you want to build on social media or if you want to build in person. There's really no wrong way to get started. So Talita, is there anything that I left out? I'm going to kick it back over to you.
No, I actually loved your overview. I love listening to other people. So thank you, Sarah, for sharing. I will just mention one thing. And the one thing that I love about this company is the fact that you come in where it suits you. You know, some people love the products and they just want to be customers and they can refer and share and actually give people a discount as a customer for being a customer and get credit on their account. Or those have clearer vision and those who see something bigger in this. That opportunity is huge. And the company has made it possible for homeschooling mums, for mums who are working full time, for families who need an income, for men who want a side stream of income. Anyone can do this business. And that's what I love about it. So thank you, Sarah, for sharing. I really appreciate your time. I'm going to stop the recording here because I want to just quickly open up for questions. I love questions.